Then we're going to talk about the empowerment triangle. And then at the end, Jen, we're going to tie it all together. But before we do that, I want to introduce really our first speaker who's going to come on. Sabrina May is an independent certified Optavia coach, but before she was a coach, she was like most of us and started where a lot of you guys are. She was a client and she's had so much experience really working through this drama triangle and figuring out where she started. So Sabrina, can you come on tonight and talk to us about maybe one of these areas that you've played, which we call the hero?
Yeah, so thank you so much for this opportunity to share with so many people on my experience, which actually began 8 years ago. I was 40, had a child, and 2 years prior, and actually I was 42. I had a lot of joint pain, risk of heart disease. I had a demanding job, struggling marriage. I had the car, the house, the family, the salary, but I wasn't very fulfilled or healthy. So I knew that something needed to change. I found this program, which was amazing. I jumped right into my physical health. But the best part of my journey started actually later that year when I realized that there was more to learn about in my own patterns and behaviors and emotional mismanagement. How did I do that though? So, who out there, just put it in the chat, who out there has tried to be the pillar for everyone to lean on, picking up the pieces at home? Because that's what I was doing, making sure that I got everything done for everybody. Kids got scheduled, projects were completed, yet I continued to walk on eggshells around everybody in my life. And I wasn't leaving anything left for myself at the end of the day. So it really became draining. And even though physically I was doing well, mentally I struggled. My marriage was rockier. I was irritated that life was happening to me. My career made it feel like I was drowning. And every time I was taking care of everybody else, my physical health started to wane, my mental health, my patience. I was short with people that mattered most in my life. And I really thought that that would make me happier by taking care of everybody else, by doing it all for them and telling them what to do so that they didn't have to worry about it. And I was drastically wrong. My stress increased when my expectations weren't met. And then I realized, okay, wait a second, something's not right here. I leaned in and I listened and I started to take inventory of what my expectations were, and it wasn't theirs. I was open, I was curious, and I was really listening to my coach ask me over and over and over again, is that thought serving you? Are you asking yourself that as you're going through these patterns? What are you expecting that outcome to be? And were their actions in my control? No, they weren't. I couldn't save anybody. They had to want that for themselves. The only person that I could save was me. So it was time to actually take responsibility. And I realized that when I looked at my own patterns and my own behaviors, that's what drove how other people responded to me. So I needed to really shift in my own thinking, my own behaviors, and take a deep look into more areas outside of nutrition. Look at my stress, being active, my friendships, my sleep, my faith, all the things that we talk about, the macro habits. And I needed to dig into what I wanted to really design for my own life. And through personal development and help of my coaches, I built stronger awareness of where I was, which helps me stay in a higher level of consciousness, even when those obstacles come up. So now I can identify the patterns, shift quickly when the obstacles come up. And through this, life became very interesting over this last year. The communication of my marriage improved immensely. However, we realized that at that point, we were not fit as husband and wife. We sold our house, moved, I traveled, and that job I left. And I now have a great co-parenting relationship. My son is thriving. I have strong friendships. I have a great community with church. I love getting outdoors with my friends. I had to focus on the next right step right in front of me, knowing that I was going to be stronger on the other side with the support system that I have and the resources of this program. So each day now, I focus on loving people and being in gratitude and designing the life that I want and looking at what 1% is available for me today to improve on from the day before. 1%. And so if you're ever stuck, I just want to share, if you're ever stuck in a cycle where you know it's not serving you, but yet you keep finding yourself go through those patterns, the same ones over and over again, it's about getting through that cycle to learn and create new patterns, new reactions, new beliefs, and be in creation, grabbing a hold of what you really want to build for your outcome. What is it that you want? You're not stuck. You just need to be committed to break the cycle. That's it.
Dang, girl.
Wow,
That
that
is
was
powerful.
good.
Oh man. I love that, Sabrina. You totally took on that hero status and now you're putting it in its place, right? And how does it
Absolutely.
feel? How does life feel now? Now that you're recognizing that you're aware.
Free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo! I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Amazing.
Jamil, let's go to the other corner of the